Monday. Welcome, everyone. Hello, hello, hello. Let's do my little hellos and sending out so much peace and love and all of that beautiful energetic vibe we want to bring to people. Man, where to begin? Whew, so much, so much. Energies, good. Um, the moon is exalted. It hits Uranus every month right now for the next another for quite some time now. Uranus is in Taurus for 5 years, for another 5 years. So we have this and this moon squares Saturn, but it's not so much that, but what I feel is like there's a lot of positivity with this moon for us to stay in our positive energy. Like there is this um, pull for us to be positive, to be loving, to be caring, to really look at the things that do work for us. And with Mercury hitting the north nodes, it's where to listen to the information that comes through. And if we're hearing it more than once, then that's definitely the direction to go to, and not to push onto things or a narrative that's not in the direction that you want it to go. And that's, very much with this energy as we're heading forward. Today here in Alberta is our day one of our lockdown, or whatever you want to call it, whatever it is. And I say whatever it is because none of this makes sense. But I wanted to show some examples of how the light works. And the light works by exposing things and exposing people or exposing information in some way that needs to be brought out into the limelight. And especially with those, but the thing, okay, in doing that doesn't mean everybody will see it, doesn't mean everybody will agree with it, because you'll still get others who are wanting to hang on to the old ways or the old regime, or that just can't be true. They're just making up stories. And I've done many channeling energies of telling people of where some of this energy gets rooted into the evil. A lot of positivity with this moon for us to stay in our and how we can get lost in other stuff, right? In other stuff. But I've, where the root of the energies can be. So where is that root of energy? And that root of energy is, where we're seeing with Bill Gates right now. And, I put out some TikToks there with Russell Brand, because Russell Brand, I just love his humor. I love how his energy is. And he just, he's exposing this stuff and he's showing you, okay, this is what he's saying. And it doesn't make any sense. It just, where, wanting the thing about what they're wanting to give everybody. And why isn't it allowed to be everywhere? Well, he scratches his head and says, well, so there's a lot of falsity that's coming in with that energy. And I think there's just a lot of negative. I'm trying to be politically correct, but how much of a douche he is. Just saying. It's my thing. He's such a fucking douche. And now they're finding out that there is alliances with him and Epstein, which is yeah. And as my husband says, well, he's such a public figure and such, but he's, I don't know. A lot of tech guys that I know are fucking nerdy. These fucking nerds are really perverted and very perverse in many ways, because sometimes they don't get what they want. And for him, it's exposure. Here's the light being exposed. Here's the light coming in, exposing things and exposing energies that need to be exposed. And this is why staying in our light, as frustrating and as where we may not be able to feel it or see it as much as we think we are, I guess that's what I'm trying to say. But it's it's us just being true to who we are and in our truth. And that's for this new moon energy. And it is, even though that there's this dark moon and we are heading into eclipse season, but this is where I feel that we are standing in our value, know our truth, stand in your value, stand in your truth, and always know that you're worthy of the beauty and the abundance and the love, because that's who you are. And that there's a lot of Archangel Michael energy that's coming in to defend, to protect, to lead the way, right? So putting Michael ahead, putting Michael there with you is bringing in that positivity and that love. And there's a lot of places for truth and hopeful and bringing in this beautiful positive energy, and there's a lot of truth in there. And that's where we, again, here I am. This is bringing in the positive, this is bringing in the love, and that's where we want to be. We want to be in the love, we want to be in the positive. And even though that maybe, here in Alberta, sure, okay, fine, we're in this lockdown again or whatever. Like, I just don't even want to focus on that. I want to focus on the goodness, on what we can produce, what we can do. And that is still going forward. What is there might be a lot of heaviness or things coming down upon you right now. But what is one thing that you're positive about today? What is one thing that you're grateful about today? The sun is shining. We got moisture in our soil the last few days, whether it's rain or snow, but we got that moisture. And we need the moisture. The ground needs moisture. I mean, I drove up to Manville this weekend, and there was a lot of signs saying fire banned, fire banned, fire banned. So we need that moisture. So thanking the beautiful energies and Mother Nature for giving us moisture in our land and nourishing the land. So this is what, things to be grateful for. So looking at the things that you are grateful for the roof over my head and bringing forth the love and the abundance in my life, being grateful for, for my kids, and my grandson. So being grateful. So this is where this energy is coming forth. And this new moon is it is Taurus. So take the next couple days today, and, tomorrow's the new moon, and it's going to be at about 22 degrees. And so it's on this point. It's on the point of where, Venus last year was retrograde and in Gemini. And so she's in Gemini right now. She's not retrograde. She's going forward. So she's highlighting all the beautiful things that you've learned, all the beautiful things that the knowledge that you've gained over this past year. Looking at that beauty that you have discovered about yourself and about where you want to step forward upon your path. This is where, with this new moon on where we were last year and everything. So this is like very much moving forward. And with the knowledge that we have gained over the past year, allowing us to stand in our light, in our truth, and standing in our values, knowing that with that North Node. And what's really cool is the North Node with Gemini, with Mercury and with the moon. This is the point. This is where we want to focus on. And Jupiter is going to be dipping his toes into Pisces, and that's very lovely. It is lovely. There is a positiveness to that, and that's what we want to focus on. We want to focus on expanding that area, because the truth comes through. The truth comes through in many different ways. If not now, it will. And even with Pluto and Capricorn, that truth is coming up. And some of it may be not what you want to see. Some of the truths are like, oh, that's really not what I want to know, but it's awakening. It's awakening to that of which needs to be awakened to. It is shaking up what needs to be shooken up in order for us to say, you know what? I had a conversation with two of my children who want to, and their reasoning, and this is the reasoning of the air signs. It's like, I just want to get back to living my life. This is why we want to do it. And we want to be able to go to concerts, we want to be able to travel, we want to be able to do all of this without thinking about long-term consequences of what that's going to affect on themselves or those around them. That's where, that's where, when it gets hard, that's when when we start to feel like, no, this is just too much for us to handle, or this is, yes, you keep on hearing, let's get back to normal, do this, and you're back to normal. But are you really? Are you really? Because what we're going to find, and especially as the energies go forward, is that what you think you're going back to normal, because that normal is no longer there, may cause other issues that may appear, especially, as we go into later on to the fall, when the supposedly flu season starts again. What is that? What does that look like for all of us? Right? So there's this energy of saying, okay, if we're going to stay in our light, if we're going to stay in our truth and in our value, we got to hold strong. We got to hold to our values. We got to hold to that divineness, and that road that, everybody's saying don't go on, but that road is the one that leads us out of the purgatory, out into a place where we are able to see things more clearly, instead of staying in this stewing pot that just wants us to not celebrate, not live, not ignite. Right? Allowing us to come forward in something. And this is where, as we are going to be seeing more and more of what will be unveiled, and the unveiling of some truths, a lot of truths. I mean, I'm just, I'm kind of, somebody asked me about the Gates and Melinda divorce, and I'm just like, I know part of it is a restructuring, definitely a restructuring. The other part is for her, if the allegations that are coming forward of showing that I can't live this way anymore. So I think through that, there's going to be other truths that are going to be coming out on this person who says he claims to have all the answers. I love it that he can claim to know things, and but he's not a doctor. Just because you might seem to be smarter than other people doesn't mean that you hold value or you hold truth. That means that there's something there that still is misguided within you, and overcompensating for something, or over analyzing, just not allowing for that, the truth to be seen. And now it is. And when the ugly truth comes out, it, again, it's knowing our value, knowing your value. And that's what I've been saying from the beginning, is knowing your value is a hard one, because your values of maybe what you held as your values last year are not your values today. I feel every time, if you change your mind on something because you learn something new, that is beautiful. When you learn, or when you discover something new and you're just like, aha, oh, okay, I can see it in a new light. That's where the curtain is slowly being shown, and that this light is coming through, and it's like, oh, okay, now I see. Oh, I see it differently now. Oh, I'm learning something new. Gemini, Mercury, North Node. I'm seeing something new. I'm learning this in a new way. And as I'm learning it, and Mercury and Mars being in, I mean, Mercury, combining them, Mercury and Mars are out of bounds. They're rogue. They're wanting to expose things. They're wanting to show things in a new way. Mars is in a really, he's in a feel good place today because where the moon is. Because remember, the moon rules Cancer. So ruling that Cancer, so whatever, wherever the moon is, it's going to have that Mars feel it even more intensely. So with the moon being in a very exalted energy, Mars is feeling that energy, passing it on, and there's these two. And then with Venus there, she's going to answer to them. She's going to say, yeah, this is the right thing to do. This is the exposure. And we have Lilith. Lilith is coming in on Neptune. And Lilith is that beautiful energy of the goddess that comes through and says, you know what? I was a little bit too much for Adam. But now, and he wanted his trophy wife. He wanted the trophies. And bringing in where anybody has had certain trophies that they've had just to have, not to, I'm not saying it's bad to have, to win something or whatever, but to have that trophy or have that, look at what I have, look at what I have, look at who I am, is that this falsity, this is coming forth. And Lilith is coming in with this north node, with Neptune, saying we're exposing stuff. We want to expose some of this illusions. And with Jupiter coming in, putting his toes in there, exposes, he's just coming in and saying, hey bro, what's going on? Oh, let me see, let me bring this out even brighter, the good, the bad, I'm just going to show it. So allowing for these things to come out into the light, into the change, is going to give you and me and everyone in this world this divine energy, and allowing us to step into that divineness. That is where we need to go for today. And the cards that we had today, because we did have the Four of Wands, which is celebration in the fairy deck. So we had this feeling of celebration. We had the Prince of Summer, which is very much being swept off your feet, that beautiful energy that's coming forward for us with the Four of Summers. So that is, when the Four of when the Four of Summers comes in, it's like, what is that feeling that's keeping me from doing what I want to do? Right? There's positiveness there, but maybe we're feeling reluctant because we are just focusing on the distractions, or we're not looking at the real magic that is being taken, failing to see that of things that are coming out, and in that feeling, that's where you're just like, I just wanted to go back to normal, so I'm just going to just do this. Fuck it all. I'm just, closing a blind eye to whatever I want, closing a blind eye to the to things, and I'm just, not going to see the truth in what I need to see, because that comes out with a lot of positivity, that comes out with a lot of beauty. And in standing in that truth of you, standing in that beauty of you, brings forth, I feel like just brings forth some really cool ass shit, and that's where we got to go into the cool ass shit today. Have a fabulous day. It's still time to join the meditation if you want to join the meditation. We started this morning. Very simple meditation, but it is a very powerful one. And we also have the karmic release. We have spots available in the karmic release, which starts off in June. And we do have the astrology class starting on May 30th. So if you want to join me for the astrology class starting then, and it's 8 weeks and it's $200. Sending you out so much love. Thank you for being a part of my day, part of my morning, part of my evening, afternoon, all a part of this, and just sending you out so many positive, cool ass vibes. And may the Lord and the Lady watch over and bless each and every one of you in all that you say and all that you be and all that you do. Blessed be everybody, and have a fabulous, fabulous day. Blessings.